Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to go over lesson 5, which is program student learning outcomes. So we're in the new planning module, and today we're going to use radiologic technology. Fran's program will be our example that we take a look at. So previously I've been looking at unit plans, so this is an example of how I can show you how to change the year and what you need to look at. So for right now, we'll go ahead and look at one that is completed. So we'll hop back to 17-18 because you all will put in your 18-19 results in September. So I want to use an example of one that's already been completed. So instead of unit plans, I want to go down to program student learning outcomes. And then, of course, the program has already been clicked on and highlighted, and I see it over here in my view panel to the right. So, as a refresher, there are two different types of forms that we use in program student learning outcomes. Your top level form, which is the A, B, C, are the actual outcomes themselves. Then the second form, which is A1, A2, etc., is the actual outcome or assessment itself. So in this case, these look exactly the same. All of the fields are pretty much the same. The only thing that has been changed, of course, it's going to open right up into the edit screen. There's no need to click and tell it you want to edit. It auto saves. You still have a done button instead of save button, but it's still a blue button, so you know you're clicking what you're supposed to. And all of these fields are pretty much the same. We did eliminate a couple of extra things that we didn't really need. And also we've added a little bit more direct questions. Rather than just having assessment task description, we're helping you out by giving you specific questions that you should answer in this field. And that has been added to several of them. So further down, especially, you'll see when it comes to your develop supportable conclusions, and your key findings, we've given you a little bit more specific questions that will help you answer these. Previously, some people would just put information in key findings or develop supportable conclusions, which is really the most important field on this whole thing, which is what you're going to do next year in order to improve based upon what you learned this year. However, these questions are going to make it a lot easier for you to fill in both of these fields now with different information and give us a little bit better picture of what it is that you want to do to improve your program. So key findings is based on your assessment data. What factors influence the result? We want to know what happened. And then what do you plan to do to improve goes down here in this develop supportable conclusions field. So same as before, these look very similar. Now when it comes to your relationship, so for instance, this one is an A-1, so it will be tied or related to A, which the objective is to possess problem-solving skills and critical thinking skills. Those relationships are automatic. You don't have to do anything here. Every year when I copy over your student learning outcome forms forward into the next year, the relationship comes along with it. So that's actually an update for this new interface that helps me out a whole lot because that was a big time sucker that I had to go back and relate all of these together. So really, you don't have to worry about this. You use the related feature up in unit plans if you remember to. I'm going to do it for you regardless. But really, all you have to do is fill in your results every year because I have copied all of these over for you. So if you are a new program coordinator, and you would like to sit together and get a little bit more information on how to fill in these forms, or even if you are, a pro at this and you've done it for 4 or 5 years, but you want to change and update your program student learning outcomes. Let's say, for instance, you do not have a program accrediting agency, so you're not having, a mandate of what your outcomes must be. It certainly is acceptable, and we definitely would like for you to always keep your objectives updated, because your assessments especially, you may not have taught that class in a couple of semesters. We need to update those assessments so that you're always getting the best picture of your student achievement. So that is a quick update of the program student learning outcomes forms. Not a lot of changes, but if you're a newbie and you need help, please don't hesitate to call or email me and we can set up an appointment.